When the door to the Iron Demons clubhouse swung open at 9:47 p.m. on a Tuesday night in December, every conversation stopped. Not because of who walked in, because of what she was holding. A 9-year-old girl with a loaded .38 special revolver, gripped in both hands, pointed at the floor, finger dangerously close to the trigger. Her voice was steady, despite the tears streaming down her face. "Which one of you is my real father?" This is not a story about a child making a mistake. This is a story about a little girl who made the bravest, most desperate gamble of her life, walking into a room full of dangerous men because she had nowhere else to go and 3 days to find the one person who could save her. Before we dive deeper, drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. And if you believe the most unlikely heroes sometimes wear leather and ride motorcycles, hit that subscribe button, because this story will challenge everything you think you know about family, protection, and what it means to choose someone before DNA ever gets a say. The Iron Demons Motorcycle Club operated out of a converted warehouse on the south side of Phoenix, Arizona. It wasn't fancy. Concrete floors, pool tables, a bar that had seen better days. Walls covered in faded photographs of rides, rallies, and brothers who'd passed on. On Tuesday nights, church was held. The official club meeting where decisions got made, votes got taken, and problems got solved. 23 members were present that night. At the head of the table sat Jack Hammer Donovan, club president, 52 years old, gray in beard, eyes that had seen too much and forgiven too little. He'd founded the Iron Demons 18 years ago after leaving another club that had gotten too dirty for his conscience. The Iron Demons weren't Boy Scouts. They had criminal records among them, bar fights, drug possession from decades past, one manslaughter charge that had been ruled self-defense. But they had rules. No drugs, no human trafficking, no violence against women or children. Those rules were written in blood and enforced without mercy. To Jack's right sat Marcus Tank Williams, the enforcer. 6'4", 280 pounds of muscle, covered in tattoos. He'd done 8 years in Folsom for aggravated assault. Nobody asked what happened to the guy who didn't make it. Nobody needed to. Around the table sat the rest. Snake, the tech guy. Razor, the mechanic. Doc, the medic. Bear, Axe, Preacher, Cowboy, and in the corner, rarely speaking, sat Wolf. Wolf was different. Real name, Thomas Gray. 6'5", covered in scars from a war nobody talked about. He joined the Iron Demons 7 years ago, patch ceremony and all, but he never said much. Just showed up, did his job, protected his brothers. People respected Wolf's silence because they sensed something dangerous underneath it, something that had seen hell and barely crawled back. Church was almost over when the door opened, and a child walked in holding a gun. For 3 seconds, nobody moved. The girl was tiny, maybe 60 pounds. Asian features, black hair pulled back in a messy ponytail, wearing jeans and a purple hoodie that had seen too many washes. Her sneakers were worn through at the toes, but the gun in her hands was very, very real. Jack recognized it immediately. Smith & Wesson .38 Special, 5-shot revolver, the kind of gun someone buys for home defense and hopes they never have to use. The girl held it properly, both hands, finger indexed along the frame, not on the trigger, weight balanced, eyes forward. Someone had taught her. Jack stood slowly, hands visible, palms out. "Easy there, sweetheart. Let's all stay calm." "Which one of you is my father?" the girl repeated, voice shaking now, but still determined. "What's your name?" Jack asked gently. "Lily. Lily Chan." She swallowed hard. "My mom is Rebecca Chan. She said she worked here 9 years ago. She said one of you is my dad." The name hit the room like a punch. Rebecca Chan. Becca. Every man over 35 remembered her. Beautiful, sharp, with a laugh that could light up the darkest room. She'd bartended at the Iron Demons for 6 months back in 2014. Smart enough to keep the bikers in line without pissing them off. Tough enough to handle the rougher customers. Kind enough that everyone liked her. And then one night in December, she disappeared. No goodbye, no explanation. Just gone. They'd looked for her, worried something bad had happened. But her apartment was cleared out, her phone disconnected. She'd vanished completely. Now they knew why. Tank spoke next, voice careful. "Where's your mom now, Lily?" "St. Mary's Hospital, room 507. Lily's hands trembled slightly, but the gun stayed pointed at the floor. "She's dying," Jack asked. "Dying from what?" Lily's voice cracked. "Her boyfriend pushed her down the stairs 3 days ago. The doctors say she has internal bleeding they can't stop. She's got maybe a week, maybe less." Jack saw the rage flash across Tank's face, saw the same rage in every man present. Someone had hurt Becca, and now her daughter was standing here with a gun, desperate.
"But she won't tell me who my dad is," Lily continued. "She just said go to the Iron Demons bar and show them this." With her left hand, gun still in her right, Lily pulled a photograph from her hoodie pocket and held it up. Snake moved forward carefully, took it, passed it to Jack. Jack studied it. The photo showed Becca 9 years ago, smiling, arm around 5 bikers at a Christmas party. Jack recognized the location, this merry clubhouse. Recognized the faces, Tank, Razor, Wolf, and 2 others who weren't in the room tonight. Bones, who'd moved to Texas 3 years ago, and Reaper, who died in a motorcycle accident 2 years back. One of these 5 men was Lily's biological father. "She said my real dad would protect me," Lily whispered. "But I don't know which one of you it is. And Mom won't say because she's scared." "Scared of who?" Jack asked. "Her boyfriend, Marcus." Lily's voice filled with hatred. "He's a cop, Detective Marcus Thompson. He said if Mom ever tells anyone about my real dad, he'll kill us both." A corrupt cop. This just got exponentially more complicated. Jack kept his voice gentle. "Lily, I need you to put the gun down so we can help you properly." "No!" Lily shook her head, tears flowing freely now. "Not until someone admits they're my father. I can't go to foster care. Marcus's friend runs the group home they'll put me in, and he already told me what happens to pretty little girls there." The implications of that statement made every single biker ready to commit murder. Jack's jaw tightened. "What did he say, Lily?" "He said I'd be better off behaving, that good girls get adopted fast, that bad girls disappear." Tank's fists clenched so hard his knuckles cracked. Snake was already on his laptop, fingers flying across the keyboard. "Marcus Thompson, detective with Phoenix Metro PD, age 38, 13 years on the force. 13 complaints of excessive force, all dismissed. Internal affairs won't touch him." "Why not?" Jack demanded. "Protected by Captain David Walsh." Snake's face darkened. "Walsh runs a non-profit, Safe Haven Foster Services. They operate 3 group homes in the Phoenix area." "Walsh," Tank growled. "That's the charity that's been in the news, the one with missing kids. 7 children unaccounted for over the past 3 years. No investigations. Cases closed as runaways." Jack's mind raced. This wasn't just about finding Lily's father. This was about protecting her from a network of corrupt officials who preyed on vulnerable children. He noticed something then. Lily's grip on the gun, perfect form, stance balanced, eyes tracking every movement in the room. "Lily," Jack said carefully, "who taught you how to hold a gun?" "Mom did," Lily's voice was small. "She said I might need it one day. Said if anything ever happened to her, I should come here with the gun and this picture. Said you'd help me." Becca had been preparing for this.
had known she might not survive Marcus, had armed her daughter and sent her to the one place she believed the girl would be safe. Jack made a decision. Lily, I'm going to tell you something important, and I need you to listen. The girl's eyes locked on his. We're all going to be your father, Jack said slowly, until we figure out which one of us really is. But it doesn't matter. You came here asking for protection. That's what you're getting, from every man in this room. That doesn't make sense, Lily protested. It does in our world, Jack explained. Family isn't always about blood. Sometimes it's about who shows up when you need them most. But the DNA test takes 2 weeks, Tank said. Her mom has days.
Doesn't matter, Jack said firmly. We don't need DNA to protect her. Lily's arm started to shake from holding the gun. Slowly, she lowered it slightly. You promise? She whispered. Iron demons don't break promises to children, Tank said. That's a rule. That's when they heard the sirens. Multiple cars, getting closer fast. Jack's head snapped toward the window. Razor, what do you see? Razor was already there, peering through the blinds. 8 cop cars, surrounding the building. Jack looked at Lily. Did you call anyone before coming here? No, I swear. Snake cursed. Marcus has a tracker on her phone. That's how he found her. Give me the phone, Lily, now. Lily pulled it from her pocket with her free hand. Snake grabbed it, popped out the SIM card, crushed both under his boot. Too late, Razor announced. They're getting out, guns drawn. The main door burst open. Detective Marcus Thompson walked in like he owned the place. He was tall, maybe 6'2", muscular in the way cops who spend too much time at the gym are. Clean cut, expensive suit, dead eyes that lingered on Lily just a second too long. Jack saw it. So did Wolf. There you are, sweetie, Marcus said, with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. I had you worried sick. Time to come home. She's not going anywhere with you, Jack stated. Laughter. It was an ugly sound. 23 bikers with criminal records against 8 police officers. You sure you want to make this a thing? She's mine. Everyone turned. Wolf had stood, all 6'5" of him. His voice was quiet, but carried weight. Excuse me, Marcus said. Lily is my daughter, Wolf stated. I want DNA tests to prove it. Marcus's face darkened. Doesn't matter what you want. Her mother has legal custody, and I have power of attorney while Rebecca is incapacitated. Power of attorney? Lily's voice cut through. He forced her to sign it while she was sedated. I saw him. Prove it, Marcus challenged. That's when a new voice spoke from the doorway. Who the hell are you? Marcus demanded. Dr. Patricia Kim. I'm Rebecca Chan's attending physician at St. Mary's Hospital, and I have video evidence of you forcing that signature while my patient was unconscious. I also have her statement, recorded 1 hour ago, detailing 2 years of abuse. Marcus went pale. That's impossible. Her injuries were serious but not fatal, Dr. Kim interrupted. She's awake. She's talking, and she's telling us everything, including how you pushed her down those stairs. She's confused. Head trauma, Marcus said quickly. Nothing she says is reliable. The security camera footage isn't confused, Dr. Kim replied calmly. The one in the stairwell that you didn't know existed. Marcus's hand moved toward his service weapon. 23 bikers moved faster. Guns appeared from waistbands, from jackets, from under the bar, all pointed at Marcus. Jack's voice was ice. Think very carefully about your next move, detective. Marcus's radio crackled. Thompson, you need backup in there? His hand hovered near his weapon, then moved to his radio. Negative, just talking to the girl. Everything's fine. But Lily had already grabbed Jack's phone from the table. She dialed 911. You little brat! Marcus lunged for her. Wolf moved like lightning, caught Marcus mid-lunge, spun him, and slammed him face first into the wall so hard that pictures fell.
Wolf's voice was barely a whisper. "You touch my daughter, you die." "She's not your daughter," Marcus snarled, blood running from his nose. "We'll see what DNA says." Marcus jerked his radio to his mouth. "All units, hostage situation. Bikers holding a minor against her will. Need immediate backup." "Liar!" Lily screamed. The cops outside started moving toward the building, shouting, weapons ready. This was about to become a bloodbath. And then something impossible happened. The back door opened. Rebecca Chan walked in. She was supposed to be dying in a hospital bed. Instead, she stood there in a hospital gown, an IV pole in one hand for support, looking like death, but standing anyway. "Mom!" Lily ran to her. Becca caught her daughter, held her tight, eyes never leaving Marcus. "Nobody moves," Becca commanded. Her voice was weak, but steady. Marcus stared. "How?" "How am I alive?" Becca smiled grimly. "Because I'm harder to kill than you thought. And because I've been recording everything for 2 years. She held up a small digital recorder. "Every threat, every beating, every sick thing you said about my daughter, every conversation about how you and Walsh handle problem kids." Her eyes burned. "Including you admitting to killing 3 foster children who tried to report the abuse." The room went silent. Marcus's face twisted. You're lying." "Am I?" Becca pressed play. Marcus's voice came through the speaker, crystal clear. "Those 3 brats got what they deserved. Thought they could talk to social workers? Walsh and I made sure they disappeared, just like I'll make Lily disappear if you ever open your mouth." Marcus went for his gun. Lily was faster. The 9-year-old girl shot him in the shoulder. Perfect time, just like her mother taught her. Marcus collapsed, screaming, blood spreading across his expensive suit. The cops outside rushed in with weapons drawn. "Everyone freeze!" "Stop!" A new voice, authoritative, commanding. Chief Daniel Reynolds walked through the door with 6 internal affairs detectives behind him. "Stand down, runner officers. We've been investigating Thompson and Walsh for 8 months. Miss Chan's recording is the evidence we needed."
They arrested Marcus while he bled on the floor, crying, begging, threatening. It didn't matter. He was done. Captain Walsh was arrested at his home an hour later. But one question remained. Who was Lily's biological father? In the hospital room 2 days later, Becca sat in bed recovering, surrounded by 5 bikers. Tank, Razor, Wolf, and through video call, Bones from Texas and Reaper's widow, who kept his memory alive. Lily sat beside her mother, holding her hand. "I need to tell you the truth," Becca said softly. Everyone waited. That December 9 years ago was complicated. I was in a bad place, trying to forget someone who'd hurt me. I made choices I'm not proud of. She looked at each of the 5 men. "I honestly don't know which one of you is her biological father. DNA will tell us eventually, but I know who I want it to be." Her eyes settled on Wolf. "Why him?" Jack asked gently. "Because 8.5 years ago, when I was 7 months pregnant, terrified, living in a shelter, trying to figure out how to survive, Wolf showed up." Everyone turned to look at Wolf, who stared at the floor. "I didn't tell anyone where I was, but somehow Wolf found me. He brought flowers, baby supplies, diapers. He sat with me for 3 hours and never once asked who the father was. Never judged me, never made me feel ashamed." Wolf's scarred hands clenched. "He just asked if I was okay, if I needed anything." Becca's voice broke. "Nobody had asked me that in so long." "Were you okay?" Wolf asked quietly. "No, I was terrified, but you made me feel less alone." "Why didn't you come back?" Tank asked. "Because Wolf said something that night that scared me." Becca looked at Wolf. "You held Lily after she was born,
just once. The hospital let you in because I put you down as the father, even though I didn't know if you were." Wolf's eyes widened. "I remember. You looked at her and said, 'She's perfect. She deserves better than this life.'" Becca wiped tears. "And you were right. So I ran. I tried to give her normal, a safe life away from violence and danger. But normal became Marcus," Wolf said darkly. "I failed her," Becca cried. "No," Lily said firmly. "You taught me to shoot. You gave me that gun. You knew someday I'd need it. You prepared me." "I taught you too well," Becca admitted. "You could have killed him." "But I didn't. I disabled him, like you taught me. Control, not rage." Jack smiled slightly. "That's discipline most adults don't have." The DNA results came back 2 weeks later. Wolf was Lily's biological father, 99.97% certainty. But by then, it didn't matter. The entire Iron Demons had already adopted her. Lily got 23 fathers. Jack taught her strategy, how to think 3 moves ahead, how to read people. Tank taught her strength, how to defend herself, how to never back down from bullies. Snake taught her computers, coding, how to protect her digital footprint. Doc taught her first aid, how to stop bleeding, how to save a life. And Wolf taught her what she needed most, how to be loved after trauma, how to trust after betrayal, how to be strong without losing gentleness. Becca recovered fully, married Wolf a year later in the clubhouse where Lily had walked in with a gun.
The wedding was small, just family, 23 bikers, and one 9-year-old flower girl who insisted on wearing her leather vest over a dress. Marcus Thompson got 25 years for attempted murder, corruption, and conspiracy. Captain Walsh got life without parole for 3 counts of murder in the deaths of the foster children. The foster home system was investigated. 47 children were rescued from unsafe placements. Lily became the youngest honorary member of the Iron Demons. She wore a special patch on her vest, protected princess. But she wasn't a princess. She was a warrior who'd saved herself and her mother with courage nobody expected from a 9-year-old. The gun Lily carried that night is mounted on the wall of the clubhouse now. Below it, a plaque reads, December 15th, 2023, the night Lily Chan walked in alone and gave 23 demons a reason to be angels. Wolf looks at it every day, not remembering the fear or the violence, remembering the moment his daughter chose him before DNA ever could. That's what real family does. They choose each other again and again, no matter what blood says. If this story moved you, hit that subscribe button. Share it with someone who needs to know that family isn't always the one you're born into. Sometimes it's the one that chooses you when you need them most. Drop a comment saying 23 fathers if you believe the strongest families are the ones built by choice, not chance. Because Lily Chan walked into a room full of dangerous men holding a loaded gun and a desperate question. And she walked out with an army.